Vinny Rotino and Sophia Mitter, Jeff Levering with you. Cardinals and Brewers, second time that these two teams have matched up. Played 2 games down in St. Louis earlier this month. Started this gauntlet of a stretch for the Brewers. How about our working on a win? Taking a look at the month of May for Jacob Misiorowski. Vinny, 24 1/3 scoreless innings.
Yeah, nobody's been better than Jacob Misiorowski in these last 4. 24 1/3, just 9 hits given up, and it's the 5 walks. And we're going to take a look at his arsenal right here. It's the fastball at the top of the zone. This time out against the Cubs, he was absolutely unhittable. Just blows it right by opposing batters, that top rail, and then he's got that slider cutter working at 95 miles per hour. And then take a look at this curveball that he throws the PCA last time out. Just unhittable, 88 miles per hour. So you have to cover up, down, and you have to cover east, west with that great cutter slider that he's got working.
Overall numbers there for Misiorowski, the 88 strikeouts against just 18 walks. His game's on another level.
Yeah, so it's the walk rate for me that is the big difference for Jacob Misiorowski. Hitters have to respect him because he's in the zone with all of his pitches. Just an 8% walk rate here in 2026. That's actually below league average. Last year he was above league average with that walk rate.
See that smile on his face. He was looking down. William Contreras lobbed the ball back at him, went right between his legs. Here's Ollie Marmol. Cardinals have lost 4 of their last 6. They did not play yesterday, got postponed, played a doubleheader on Saturday. His starting lineup is brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson. Jordan Walker has been a revelation this year. Nolan Gorman, Mason Wynn, Brian Torres, 9 years in the minor leagues, including a couple of years as a Milwaukee Milkman. He hit 7th. Pedro Pajes and Victor Scott down at the bottom of the order. Here's the defense behind Miz, Vinny.
Brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Jackson Churio in left, Garrett Mitchell in center, Blake Perkins gets the start in right, Rengifo and Vaughn on the corners, Ortiz and Terang up the middle, and William Contreras working with the Miz behind the dish.
J.J. Weatherholt digs in the rookie, getting set for the first pitch presented by Aurora Healthcare. Off we go, 103 miles an hour from Jacob Misiorowski.
That's feeling pretty good. Last time out against the Cubs, he was around 100, 101 with that heater, all the way up to 103 in this one so far.
Weatherholt takes a strike again at 103.4. So we've got a 103-ometer going already. Weatherholt at 237. Takes high. Another fastball at 103.
He's thrown, with those 3 fastballs right there, he's thrown the 89 hardest pitches by a starting pitcher this year, Jacob Misiorowski.
Trying to find the strike zone against Weatherholt. 2-1 the count. And now 3-1. And one of the things for Miz is that he has been throwing with such great command of late. The walk numbers have been down, just 5 walks this month. 9 hits, all singles allowed. 3-1. Burns in there for his strike, and it's 3-2.
And that's the difference between this year and last year, Jeff, is the fact that if he needs a strike, if he needs to be in the zone, he's able to do it. Gets it to 3-2 here.
Nothing but fastballs so far to Weatherholt. Just missed off the inside corner again at 103, but it's a leadoff walk for Weatherholt. The Cardinals have the leadoff man on. Home plate umpire is Marvin Hudson. He's the crew chief. Nick Marley is at first. Trip Gibson is at second base, and Tyler Jones is at third. This is the same umpiring crew we had during the weekend series against the Dodgers. I've never seen a repeat umpiring crew for an entire homestand before.
Yeah, perhaps flights were a little expensive this time around. I'm not sure. Never seen it either.
Here's Ivan Herrera. He's had good success against Misiorowski, and takes strike 1. Took some off at 102.
Just a special talent, Jacob Misiorowski, with this kind of velocity.
3 out of 6 in his career. Herrera with a home run against Miz, and takes strike 2. All fastballs so far from Misiorowski, and all at 102 plus. Short lead for Weatherholt at first. Struck him out. High heat at 103, first K of the day for Miz.
Yeah, the fastballs earlier in the count were down in the zone, and then he elevates right here. This is by Ivan Herrera. I mean, he's swinging when the ball's in the glove, especially 0-2, and you're trying to catch up to that. No shot from Herrera.
Alec Burleson, 294 for him, was 3 for 8 with a double in the doubleheader against the Reds on Saturday. Notorious bad ball hitter out of the zone. That one in the zone for strike one.
As hitters, you're trying to calibrate the timing of when you get that foot down in that first at bat. But against Miz, I mean, it's almost like these guys, the foot is in the air still when the ball's in the mitt.
Fouled away, went off speed for the first time. Still identifying it as a slider, Vinny. That's his cutter.
Yeah, that's the cutter that he's throwing. 95 to 97 is that pitch. He does throw a slider now, not that often. It's usually around 90, 91. Has a little bit more of a tilt to it.
We talked about that against the Cubs. Burleson swings and misses. 103 again.
Hey, let's check out today's Miller Time game plan. Be careful with hitters 1 through 4. Third in all of baseball, and the top 4 hitters in this Cardinals lineup in OPS. 5 through 9, second worst. Take a look at those ranks right there.
This is the guy you got to circle, highlight, do everything to. Jordan Walker. He is having a resurgent season, finally playing up to his potential. First one to Walker. Broken back ground ball to third. Rengifo, a crow hop and a good throw, and Mizorowski is through the first inning. Just the leadoff walk is all, and now the offense goes to work.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
Brewers coming up in the bottom half of inning number 1. 13 pitches, 9 strikes for Jacob Mizorowski. Pat Murphy and his squad, winners of 12 of the last 16. Playing great baseball here in the month of May. His starting lineup brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. We'll start with Jackson Chourio, Bryce Terang, and then William Contreras. Yelich back in the lineup. Vaughn behind him and Luis Rengifo. Blake Perkins makes the starting right. Garrett Mitchell's in center. Joey Ortiz at short. And they get Matthew Liberatore, who has had the Brewers' number over the course of his career. First offering to Chourio is ball 1.
Making his 11th start for the 6'4" left-hander, 26 years old. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Pirates. He gave up 4 in 4 2/3. He's given up 4 or more in 5 of the 10 starts so far this season. Does scatter the fastball. It's a hittable fastball. He's got good off-speed, good secondary offerings. Take a look at his arsenal right here. That 4-seam fastball around 33%. Good slider, changeup, and curveball.
So another fastball on the inside corner, maybe at the knees. And Chourio's down in the count 1-2.
It mainly uses the fastball to set up the secondary offerings.
1-2 pitch. And skips the curveball in the dirt. When you see 103 from Miz and then you see 95 from Liberatore, it looks like you're watching a Little League game.
It looks like VP. It really does. It's crazy. It's an 8-mile-an-hour difference between 103 and then the 95 from Matthew Liberatore.
And it's down and in. Check the swing. Didn't go. Just such a difference. That's all. Not saying that 95 is not good velocity. It is good velocity. It's just not otherworldly like Mizorowski.
Right. Yeah, something we've never seen before in what Jacob Mizorowski's been doing.
3-2 to Jackson Chourio. And he battles back to draw a walk. Was down 1 ball and 2 strikes. Draws the free pass, and now it's Bryce Terang. Ball 4 brought to you by Felco. Bryce Terang yesterday 1 for 4. Ended up going 3 for 10 in the series against the Dodgers. And Terang takes a strike. He's 0 for 10 lifetime against Liberatore. The overall numbers for the Cardinal lefty against the Brewers: 4-0 in 11 games, 4 of those starts, and an ERA of 1.26.
He's been sharp against the Brewers in the past.
And it gets away, but not far enough. Chourio did not read that ball well. Could hear William Contreras screaming at him to get to second base.
Yeah, any sort of hesitation right there, as you are reading that ball kind of scoot away from Pedro Pages, you're going to shut it down. Paz has been an excellent thrower of the baseball this season. 10 would-be base stealers.
He's the guy that controls the running game the best for this Cardinals team. Ivan Herrera does some catching, but mostly the DH. Hasn't caught a base stealer since 2024.
Yeah, last 2 seasons. He's 0 for.
Fans still coming into the ballpark from their tailgates out in the parking lot. In the dirt again. 2 balls and a strike.
If you're Bryce Terang, you're thinking, do I really want to face this 6'4" left-hander? Although Bryce does hit lefties well, but look, Liberatore has given up some damage to lefties this season, hitting .373 with 5 home runs.
3 balls and a strike. We still have not seen a swing from the first 2 hitters. 10 pitches, no swings. He's only thrown 3 strikes. Hitters count for Terang. See if we get a cut here. Nope, and it's a strike. 3-2. Terang is still yet to challenge a pitch.
They trust the umpires, apparently.
See if they send the runner. He stays put. And the liner foul by Terang. Payoff again. Swing and a miss. Liberatore with a strikeout. So this game going exactly the same as the defense behind Liberatore.
Around the outfield, you have Torres, Scott, and Walker. Infield around the horn, Gorman, Wynn, Weatherholt, Burleson at first, and then Pedro Paz, we just talked about, is behind the dish.
Here's Contreras. Had a great series against the Dodgers, 4 for 8. 3 of those hits, including a home run in Friday's game against LA. The 1 win in the series for Milwaukee. First series loss in the month of May. Down and in, scooped by Paz. Tried to get ahead with the curveball. That's a strike on the corner. This is Friday. Home run from William Contreras. First pitch off speed from Robleski. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run number 4, and he knew it on contact.
Yeah, it's just a question of whether or not that was going to hook foul. It did not.
Runner goes. They've got him picked off. Throw to second base, and out is the call at second. Ooh, close play. Mason Wynn was sprinting over towards the bag, and we'll see if the Brewers challenge this at second base. Seen some early challenges from Pat Murphy.
Jackson
and they
Churiel
will challenge.
Jackson Churiel pretty confident that he got that foot in. It certainly looked like he got that foot in before the tag was put on. Jeff, how many times have we seen this as of late of being
Milwaukee's challenge
really good with the challenges?
Wintrust replay review. Saw a reaction from the crowd. They saw it up on the video board. Here's the play, and I think he's going to be safe by a pretty decent margin.
Not even really close. Trip Gibson calling him out.
Well, Trip Gibson was in move. He was moving as he was trying to make this call. So maybe he screened himself. It should be a pretty easy overturn, unless they see something we didn't. But I don't think so.
Yeah, it doesn't. And he has the pop-up slide there, but doesn't come off the base whatsoever. Should be easy.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. Milwaukee will retain their challenge.
4th stolen base for Jackson Churiel.
When you're picked off, you just keep going, and Alec Burleson on the run throws a little lollipop to second base, not in time for the speedy Churiel. And again, gets that foot in there before the tag's put on by Mason Wynn.
And a scoring position for Contreras, and a ground ball to the left side. It'll sneak through. Churiel around third. The throw home from Torres is offline. The Brewers with another first inning run.
William Contreras with another RBI. He's been so good with runners in scoring position. Doesn't hit this ball hard, but finds a hole. And Jackson Chourio read that well off the bat. You never want to run into a ground ball out that's in front of you, but read it that it was going to be in the hole and scores standing up.
The Brewers have been the kings of first inning runs, and a throw to first has Contreras back. Try to catch him adjusting his gloves. First disengagement. The Brewers in this homestand have scored first in all 4 games thus far. Yelich takes up and in.
Yeah, but it's that Dodgers series, right, that they really didn't add on to those first inning runs. That was kind of the issue in that series. The Brewers can put up some crooked numbers here today against the Cardinals pitching staff, including Matthew Liberatore.
Pop up left side foul. Slider from Liberatore. It had some hang time on it. Yelich so far on this homestand 0 for 6. Fighting it a bit since coming off the injured list. Swing and a miss. A couple of home runs, couple of doubles. He hits a foul.
It seems to be just a little bit late on the heater and out in front of the breaking stuff. Whenever that happens, you're facing the same-handed pitcher. Just try and drive the ball, be on time for the heater, drive it to the opposite field. Yelich so good at that.
Been in 2-2, making Liberatore work in his first inning. It's typical what the Brewers do to these starters that they're facing. Did it against Robleski Friday's game, Sasaki in Saturday's game. 2-2. Fly ball left center. It's clipped. It is back. It is gone. Christian Yelich exits stage left. Fourth home run of the year. He goes the opposite way against Liberatore.
How about that shot by Yelly? 381 feet. That's a slider. That's Liberatore's pitch to lefties, and Liberatore continuing to have problems with same-handed hitters. What a swing from Yelly. Drives this to the opposite field. Just talked about how to get back on track. Be on time for the heater. Drive something the other way. He does so for a big 2-run shot in his first inning.
Saw Contreras lift that right arm up as if to say that ball's gone. Kicked it into gear there for a moment, but Yelly hits it out, and 3 more first inning runs and not done yet.
What an offense.
Vaughn takes high.
What, do we see a hammer out there from Abner Uribe? Pounded it on the wall.
Vaughn check swing foul in near the Brewers dugout. And we're getting this Memorial Day started with a bang. In there with a changeup. 1-2 on Vaughn. 3 out of 12 so far on this homestand for Vaughn. Average just a shade under 300. Takes in. He's not able to locate the curveball or the slider with much effectiveness so far.
Well, he had 9 punch outs in his last start, did Liberatore, and he got a lot of chase. The Brewers just do not do that.
And chase there on a curveball down in. Vaughn is the second strikeout of the inning from Liberatore.
Yeah, right on cue, right when I said Brewers don't chase. This is a good breaking ball. The breaking ball and the slider have been better from Liberatore, and the reason why is because he's just trying to rip through it, throw it a little harder, and a ton of break on it. And Vaughn comes up empty.
Threw 77 pitches in his last appearance. That was against the Pirates. Rengifo takes a strike. Season high 9 strikeouts as we get our alert. 7 straight home games scoring first for the Brewers. Kings of jumping out early as Rengifo lines one to left for a base hit. 3rd hit of the inning.
Typically the stronger side in his career for Rengifo. Gets a cutter down and in and just drops the head on it. Slow line drive right in front of the left fielder, Brian Torres.
Seventh man to hit is Blake Perkins. Has not had a lot of playing time of late. More of a defensive replacement. Perkins trying to put together some good at-bats. He's given Sal Frelick a day off today. A rare off day for Sal. And runner goes. It's a throw down to second base. They're going to get him. Good throw from Pages. Rengifo cut down trying to steal second base. Brewers get 3. 2-on-1 swing from Christian Yelich as he goes deep. It's his 4th home run of the season. Brewers up 3-0.
Memorial Day here at American Family Field. Brewers and Cardinals. Jacob Misiorowski, a scoreless first inning for him. 13 pitches, 11 fastballs. And you talk to him about the success that he has had here in May. He has not allowed a run here in his 4 starts in this month. Looking to finish strong here against the Cardinals. And you ask him the key to his success. Of course, it all starts with command. But he said it's not the fastball that gets so much attention. For him, in terms of limiting the walks, he gives the credit to that, to just his consistent command of his off-speed pitches. And guys, he's been just as dominant with the non-fastballs. He has allowed just 10 hits on non-fastballs, a 109 opponent average. He's decreased his walk rate from 11% from last year in 15 games to just 8% here. And of course, those strikeout numbers leading Major League Baseball, and already one more than what he had a year ago in his 15 games in his rookie season.
Just incredible stuff as the accolades continue to pile up for Misiorowski. May have one more start in the month of May down in Houston this weekend. What has been a dominant month for Misiorowski. That slider missed inside.
And what an incredible run that Jacob Misiorowski has been on. And that 109 batting average against non-fastballs is best in all of baseball. So not only do you have a dominant fastball that guys can't square up, you have off-speed pitches that they can't either.
Fastball at 101. He's geared down ever so slightly in this second inning. He is still yet to throw a fastball under 100 miles an hour. 2-2 to Gorman. Got him. Peter at 101. That's strikeout number 3. 91 strikeouts now for Miz.
Just one behind Dylan Cease for the league lead. And when you watch a Jacob Misiorowski fastball, just watch the delivery. Once in a while, just don't follow the ball. Just watch him. How easy, fluid, free that delivery is. And it's at 101. Just jumps out of his hand.
Mason Wynn at the plate. Sun poking out from the half-open roof. Summer finally here. Memorial Day, and feels like things have shifted for good, thankfully.
And we went right from winter to summer.
Yeah, Vinny, you can put your long johns away until August.
Once it cools down again. Yep.
1-1 on Wynn. Strike 2. Just pumping in strike after strike after that initial at bat with J.J. Weatherhold. He's been nothing but strikes since. 14 of the last 16 pitches have been strikes for him. Wynn taps it towards second base, and a nice pickup by Terang, and he throws him out. That is such a tricky play for him, right on the bag, Vinny.
if you allow that ball to bounce again, that's going to hit the base. In Bryce Terang, he's got such incredible instincts. He knows that. He feels that. That's why he went and reached for that one before it hit the base. Take a look at that play. It actually hit the base. Skipped a short hop off second base, and Bryce Terang just too silky smooth with the hands in order for that to affect them.
You just never know how that thing's going to bounce when it hits the pillow. Here's Brian Torres. Swing and a miss. Made his major league debut on Saturday. Homered. Get this, he was the first Cardinal ever. Think about the Cardinals franchise history to homer and reach base 3 times in his major league debut.
That's actually unbelievable.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss again. 102.
Just swinging underwater. Let's take a look at that debut home run from Brian Torres, who was actually signed by the Milwaukee Brewers originally. He's from Puerto Rico. Hit that home run. 11 seasons before he makes his major league debut. Special moment for him.
0-2, and he gets gassed up by Mizorowski. 2 more Ks, 4 in the game.
That's all.
Bunch of veterans from the Marytown Veterans Club with us today. From the founder of Carbless Hard Cocktails in a Can, Adam Craner, the founder of Carbless, bringing folks from Marytown Veterans Club to the ballpark today. Great effort from the folks over at Carbless as we celebrate those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms in this great country on Memorial Day. Blake Perkins takes a ball, and it's 2-0. Perkins was at the plate when Rengifo was thrown out trying to steal to end the first. And that is a strike. .33 pitches for Liberatore. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
There's a changeup. Blake just looking to get it going, trying to get something going with the bat. Get on base, apply some pressure to this Cardinals defense.
The 2-2. It's a swing and a miss. There's a breaking ball.
Join the crew Wednesday, June 3rd for Backyard Baseball Night. Buy a special ticket and receive a Pablo Sanchez bobblehead and stay for post-game fireworks presented by T-Mobile. Visit brewers.com/theme nights.
Garrett Mitchell, back-to-back starts. Takes down an in. Been dealing with some back issues the last few days. Missed the first 2 games of the Dodgers series. Came out early, the finale in Chicago against the Cubs. This one fouled away. Had some good at-bats against Yoshinobu Yamamoto in yesterday's game.
How tough did he look? I think if you learned anything from that Dodgers series, Jeff, I think you learned that, look, you can play with them. Just have to get a lead and hold on for dear life. That bullpen looked pretty good.
Dodger bullpen in the middle of 38 straight scoreless innings.
Yeah.
Ground ball towards the middle, off the bag. Wynn has it, no play. It's like that bag has a force field around it, but my goodness, what a play by Wynn.
Yeah, not going to be able to get the speedy Garrett Mitchell, but you're right. Just to glove this ball, just to get to it and then glove it as it hits that second base bag. Almost reminiscent of that Ozzie Smith play back in the day where it took a bad hop the other way. He completed that play. Yeah,
with the bare hand.
With the bare hand, yep.
Great call, Vinny. Joey Ortiz, one away. Swing and a foul into the glove. Does he think that he clipped the glove of Pages?
I mean, it's
taking a look.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
No challenge. There's definitely a double click that we heard. Probably just the baseball going into the glove. If our guys in the video room and August Sandre and Abdel Yeb don't tell Murph to challenge, then it's probably not worth a challenge.
Yeah, there can't be anybody better at telling Murph when and when not to challenge.
It's in tight. Brewers on challenges this year, one of the best in baseball. They're 15-4 in challenges.
Wow.
Ortiz yanks it foul. And then an error on our third base umpire, Tyler Jones.
Make the play.
Matt Erickson's telling him the same thing.
Yeah, stay down. Soften those hands.
I got a good pregame routine for you. Ortiz swings and misses. Got the fastball by him. Fourth strikeout for Liberatore. And now a quick message from Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Get way out there. Eagle River, Wisconsin.
Churio second time up. Walked, stole the base, and scored the opening run of the game in the first. Runner goes outside, throw to second, and out. Pages has gone down 2 now. The Brewers are just 1 for 3 in stolen bases. Pat Murphy holding. Jury says no. So another caught stealing ends an inning for the Brewers offense. Wire Cam brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Packed house again at American Family Field on this Memorial Day. We're watching Jacob Misarowski and the Brewers in a 3-0 lead as we go to the third. Pedro Pages with already 2 caught stealings in the game. Takes a ball up high at 100.
At 13 on the year for Pages. You're looking at that 213 average and you're wondering why Ivan Herrera is not behind the plate. Is because of that ability to throw and to help out his pitchers. To really catch and throw behind the dish.
Can pop a home run every now and again. He's got 4 on this season. Swing and a miss. After that first at bat with Weatherhold, where you saw Misarowski spraying some fastballs, he is nothing but on the corners now.
Right. And it's one thing that it's 100 to 104, but the fact that he's not over the heart of the plate, although he can get away with that kind of velocity, he's on the edges now.
1-2. Struck him out. 5 Ks for Miz.
And good feel by William Contreras as well. Just go ahead and continue to throw the fastball until they can prove that they can hit it. And Pages goes chasing on this fastball way up and in. You have to cheat for it. So when it's out of the zone, that's why you see such big chases from hitters all the time against Jacob Misarowski.
Victor Scott, number 9 hitter. He can fly. Takes strike 1. Batting average is just 197. Strike 2. Cutter at 97. Yes, it says slider. It's a cutter. We talked about this in Chicago, everybody. Technology needs to update. 0-2. Got him. That's a curveball and a hammer for Miz.
I mean, that's unfair. I mean, it's backdoor. It's located right on the edge. That's the curveball. Look at this break from top to bottom, right on the edge to the back door. It's a ball the entire way until it's a strike. And Victor Scott says, really? It's kind of unfair.
Only base runner of the game for the Cardinals. Weather Holt goes after that first pitch, comes up empty. 8 straight retired by Mizorowski, 6 on strikeouts. Weather Holt will use his timeout. The outfielders are getting lonely out there. 6 Ks and 2 groundouts. Strike 2. Pumped it in at 103.
Weatherholt just drafted a couple of years ago in 2024, 7th overall pick. He's like, okay, I've had some success in the big league so far, but I'm not sure I can against this guy.
0-2. Popped him up, third base side and in the seats. Yeah, he was not facing this in the Big 12 at West Virginia.
Right.
Back to work again on 0-2. Down and in with a curveball. I mean, you almost wonder how you can take a pitch like that if you're Weatherholt.
Totally surprised that he actually took that. It's a good breaking ball from the Miz.
See if he comes back fastball. 1-2 on Weatherholt. Got him looking. Fastball at 102. And Mizorowski strikes out the side in the third. Pages first. Scott caught looking. And then Weatherholt. Can I help you? No thanks. Just looking. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite. Taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. Gorgeous day celebrating Memorial Day. Downtown Milwaukee off in the distance. Brewers with a 3-0 lead, and Mizorowski just doing Miz things as Churio fouls the first one away. Struck out the side. He's got 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings. He's retired the last 9 batters he's faced. And he's only thrown 36 pitches.
He's barely broken a sweat.
It's like he's playing a video game out there. This one lashed in the left field line. It is foul. Got in front of the curveball and splash.
Yeah, just missed a double for Jackson Churio. All over that breaking ball from Matthew Liberatore. That's the thing with Churio. Even if you have a good secondary weapon in your bag, Jackson Churio will square it up. Got that kind of hand talent.
And it goes down the right field line. Foul. Got his hands back on that curveball. So he's gone left field line, right field line. He's got to hit one up the middle here, doesn't he?
Yeah, dead central right here.
Swing and a miss. He tried. Another strikeout for Liberatore. That's his 5th.
He's got good strikeout stuff if he's commanding the ball, and he commands that fastball top rail after a couple of breaking balls to Churio, and Churio's behind it.
First round pick by the Tampa Bay Rays back in 2018. Came to the Cardinals in a trade that sent Randy Arozarena and Jose Martinez to Tampa. Swing and a miss. And going back and forth between the rotation and the bullpen the last couple of years, Liberatore, but found a home in the rotation last year. And now he's kind of the ace of the staff.
Right.
Ball and a strike on Terang.
You know, he had 9 strikeouts last time he started, but as a whole, this St. Louis Cardinals rotation does not get a lot of swing and miss. They're getting it done with a weak contact and a lot of ground balls, playing behind this solid, better than solid defense from the Cardinals.
4th overall in defensive runs saved. A lot of that coming from second base and right field. Wave and a miss. Good cutter. 2-2. Missed outside. Full boat on Terang. One away in the third. Fouled off Paez. Ouch.
Take a look at this foul ball right off that left hand of Pedro Paez. Right near the heel of that glove.
Does not feel good.
You see that thumb guard right there. I used to have to wear one of those for sure, especially against left-handers. That cutter will jam that thumb.
Another 3-2. And a breaking ball in the inside corner locks up Terang. Back-to-back Ks for Liberatore. Here's Contreras. Drove in the first run of the game for the Brewers and every Brewers RBI. Northwestern Mutual Foundation funding 5 hours equivalent to $250 of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers, proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Fouls it back. Good pass at that fastball from Liberatore.
William now has a 9-game hitting streak, 1 for 1 in his single in his first at bat.
Very consistent at the plate this year. Swinging a foul. Got out of the gates a little slow last season, and then right around the All-Star break, he really kicked it into high gear, especially in August with power numbers. Which is odd for a catcher. Shows how strong he is. Fouled on the right field line. Usually as the season progresses, those catchers' numbers start to dwindle, but he got stronger as the year went on.
Yeah, he wants to play every day. Catching just takes a beating on your lower half, but you know, it doesn't seem to bother William Contreras one bit.
Back foot slider, 1-2. And a high curveball for strike 3. And William Contreras will not challenge. 3 straight strikeouts for Liberatore. More Miz in the 4th inning.
Major League Baseball is partnering with Crisis Text Line to increase mental health awareness. For free 24/7 confidential mental health support in English and Spanish, text MLB to 741-741.
Memorial Day at the ballpark. Ivan Herrera at the plate. And takes strike 1. Between the two teams, Vinny, the last 7 outs have been strikeouts.
Well, you can understand that from Jacob Mizorowski, the way he's throwing the ball, but the Brewers having a hard time as of late here with Liberatore.
That was a true slider that missed. The first fastball from Mizorowski was the first one under 100 miles an hour. It was 99. And there's a strike. 99 again, but perfectly located.
Well, what makes Jacob Mizorowski so tough too is that he can locate the fastball down in the zone, which makes you respect the curve and the slider when he throws those pitches down there as well.
Another strikeout. He gets Herrera looking. Dialed it up to 101.
And again, right on the edge, that outer edge of the plate, and just freezes Ivan Herrera. You know, he throws so many fastballs with 2 strikes. It just puts so much doubt in the hitter's mind what's coming next.
Burleson Takes up and away with a slider. Struck out in the first. 8 Ks for Mizorowski, and he has struck out the last 5 in a row. That's high. 2 balls, no strikes.
The other thing too, Jeff, is you go over the hitters' scouting reports as to where the holes are and how to attack certain guys. With Jacob Mizorowski, when he is filling up the zone with all 3 pitches, it doesn't matter. You just throw out the scouting report and pitch to Jacob Mizorowski's strengths.
There's a strike on the corner. Again, opted for location and command and went on 99. 2-1 on Burleson. And a fly ball to right center. Over is Mitchell on the warning track to make the catch. First ball hit to the outfield against Mizorowski this afternoon.
They got it on the hands of Alec Burleson. Just enough to keep this one in the ballpark. You see that short, compact swing from Burleson, pulls the hands in, does not get enough of it. Again, so much room for error for the Miz with that kind of velo.
Never got those arms extended. Just all hands right there, all whip. There's Jordan Walker, and he takes outside. And that pitch, the first ball in play on a fastball, Vinny, against Mizorowski.
Wow. That's incredible.
I mean, granted, there's only been 3 balls put in play anyway. Swing and a foul, and Walker even.
And Jeff, we're talking about really good major league hitters that can hit fastballs, right? Rock talks about it all the time. Major league hitters can time up a jet plane, but I'm not sure on the Jacob Mizorowski fastball.
It was 102 from Miz. Second in the National League in homers for Jordan Walker. He has flown by last year's season total in home runs. He's a totally different hitter in 2026. Fouled away on the slider, and it got a piece of Contreras. Ouch.
Looked like it got the toe of William. You see those shin guards extend all the way out in front of those toes, and still there is some exposed area. Let's take a look at that foul ball.
Ooh. Bottom of the thigh.
Yeah.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That'll be black and blue.
2-2 on Walker. Yeah, Walker will use timeout. Always with 2 strikes, Walker will call a timeout.
Just resetting himself. Also becomes a habit after a while.
Two. That's low. No challenge.
Just below the zone.
But that's where you want to be. 3-2. First 3-ball count since Weatherholt opened the game. And Walker taps it foul. 103.
103 down away on the corner. If you want to know why the Cardinals offense is good this year, you're looking at the guy in the box. He went from almost an automatic out in their lineup to all of a sudden a guy that's gonna, he's gonna get some MVP votes this year if he continues this.
Last year, 215 in 111 games, just 6 home runs.
Yeah.
He's one off his career high from his rookie season. 3-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. Marvin Hudson calls it himself. Got him on a curveball. 9 strikeouts for Mizorowski.
Every single day.
Christian Yelich set to lead it off in the 4th. Our drive of the game brought to you by Toyota. First inning 2-run homer off of Matthew Liberatore.
Driving the ball the other way, his 4th homer of the season, 381 feet. And no ballpark can hold Christian Yelich to all fields.
Yelich takes strike 1. He's had good success against Liberatore. He's now 5 for 8 lifetime against the left-hander. far and away the best numbers of any of the Brewers offensive hitters. Down and away, ball and strike.
Yeah, sometimes a lefty will get a left-handed hitter locked back in. Why? It's because you have to make sure that you keep that front shoulder closed on the pitch in order to have success.
Laid off the curveball. Those are the numbers we were just referencing against Liberatore. 5 for 8. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Yelich homered twice on the last road trip, once in Minnesota, once in Chicago. And he hits that one foul. So 3 homers since his return from the injured list. Remember, came back against the Padres, sat out a few days because of the bad back. And swing and a miss. Slider from Liberatore.
Get the next local artist series giveaway, a limited edition Brewers hat designed by Kaylee on Tuesday, June 2nd. The first 10,000 fans will take home the hat giveaway, courtesy of Hupie and Abraham. Get tickets at brewers.com.
Just a short homestand, 4 games against the Giants. Back out on the road. There's a strike on Vaughn. Brewers will head down to Houston this weekend. And then back home for San Francisco, and then back out on the road. Colorado and Vegas. Swing and a miss. Here is that schedule that's coming up visually for you, with the exception of Vegas. That's against the Athletics, but instead of going to Sacramento, we're heading to Vegas to play. Future home of the A's. Vaughn, a check swing, appeal denied. 1-2. Play at the AAA ballpark down there.
Yeah, the Las Vegas Aviators. Beautiful ballpark there in Las Vegas.
Have you played at the new one or just the old one?
No, I scouted there. Beautiful. High elevation, however.
Liner down the right field line. It's a fair ball headed towards the corner. Let's watch Vaughn run. He's around first. He's at second and puts on the brakes.
That's just a thing of beauty when Andrew Vaughn does this right here. Gets on top of this pitch, up and away from Matthew Liberatore, his 5th double of the season. That's a fastball away, and he keeps the barrel above the baseball. Watch how that top hand works above the baseball. That is absolutely beautiful right there. That's what you're taught to do on pitches up and away, and Vaughn rips a double down that right field line.
Walker played that one well to get it in as Rengifo digs in at a base hit back in the first and takes low.
Andrew Vaughn, impressive that he has shown no signs of kind of being weakened by that hamate bone breaking in that left hand on opening day. Looks exactly like the guy that we saw last year.
Two 2-0 on Rengifo. A double snapped a stretch of 5 straight strikeouts from Liberatore. 9 Ks for Miz, 8 for Liberatore. Liner back up the middle, and it'll fall. Vaughn had to make sure he advances to third.
It's actually a really good read by Andrew Vaughn at second base. It's a nice piece of hitting by Rengifo, who's now 2 for 2 in this ball game. Nice little line drive swing in front of Victor Scott, but good read by Vaughn. You definitely don't want to get doubled off in that situation. He's probably not going to score anyway against Victor Scott, who's got a good arm in center.
See if the bottom of the order can pick up these base runners. Brewers, as we've talked about, have been scoring a ton of runs in the first inning of this homestand. Really, the first inning at home a ton. Pitch to Perkins, a ground ball to third. They got Vaughn caught in a rundown. Trying to stay in it long enough to advance the runners. He won't. He's tagged out by Gorman. First and second are 2 away. Going on contact.
Well, he stayed out of the double play, and that's exactly why you go right here if you're Andrew Vaughn. I mean, if Nolan Gorman goes to second, you have a double play. Not sure why he did not, but that's why exactly why Andrew Vaughn breaks right there to home.
Put out is 5-2-5. Rengifo at second, Perkins at first. Mitchell, a base hit up the middle back in the second inning. Strike one on Mitchell. Raven a miss. It's 0-2. Good thing the Brewers got those 3 in the first inning, because Liberatore has been tough since.
He's settled in, hasn't he?
Just missed. 1-2.
He's been good with that strike to ball slider like that one right there, and it was a good take by Garrett Mitchell, but it's been a consistent pitch for him since that first inning.
Fouled it straight back. That's that high fastball that's been giving Mitchell trouble all year, really over the course of his career, but recently he's been attacking that high fastball and getting good barrel on it.
Actually hasn't swung and missed at that pitch as much as of late.
And fouls it away. Got away with a hanging curveball.
Yeah, if you're Garrett Mitchell and the Brewers, you got to make that decision that Nolan Gorman made as to not try to turn the double play to get out of the inning. Got to make that hurt right here. Be a backbreaker for the Cardinals.
Took a call, third strike. Good pitch by Liberatore. He's at 9 strikeouts, matching a season high. This Memorial Day, please join USAA in honoring our nation's fallen heroes. Great moment before the game today. Each Brewer and Pat Murphy joining in giving this one-of-a-kind bat with all the branches of the military on it to Special Armed Forces members before the game today. Army, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, and Space Force. 1-1 on Nolan Gorman. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 9 strikeouts for Mizorowski. Career high is 12. He's got 410 strikeout games this year. 0-2. Got his 10th there.
Yeah, just through 4 1/3 innings, he collects his 10th strikeout, his 7th career 10 strikeout game and counting. Jacob Mizorowski looks totally locked in right now. I mean, this fastball, I mean, look how underneath that pitch Nolan Gorman was.
And still maintaining velocity. His Wynn takes a strike at 100. Vinny, he walked the first man he faced. It's the only base runner that's been on for the Cardinals. Threw 4 balls to J.J. Weatherholt to walk him. He's thrown 10 out of the strike zone since.
Unbelievable.
Wynn takes down and away, make it 11.
I mean, we kind of knew that if Jacob Mizorowski can figure out the command of his arsenal, that he would be unhittable, and he has, and it's been in short order too.
Mason Wynn with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Broken back ground ball to first. Vaughn feeds Mizorowski. Checking with Sophia First 10 games for Mizorowski, progress report from Miz. So,
well, it's hard to imagine him being any better than the level he's pitching at right now. And I asked him these first 10 games, just what do you grade yourself? And he said, I'd give myself an A-, guys. He said there's always so much to work on. For him, it's probably been the curveball. He said at times he feels he hasn't been able to land that pitch consistently, and that's really frustrating for him because he said typically that has always been my most reliable off-speed pitch. And, you know, the fastball gets so much attention for him, the velocity as well. I asked him what he thought his best starts of the season were so far. He said opening day against the White Sox, 11 strikeouts for him over 5 innings. And then against the Yankees on the last homestand when he went 6 scoreless, allowed just 2 hits, another 11 strikeout game for him. Remember, Aaron Judge said that's probably the best fastball I've ever seen. So he said those were the 2 starts. He felt his command, his execution was the best, and he was just under control. But this run that he's on right now, guys, I'm sure we can all give him a little higher than an A-.
Well, for a guy who doesn't watch his own starts, as we learned last time, it's been pretty darn impressive. The 2-0 pitch to Torres is right down the middle. That last one should have been a strike. Contreras didn't challenge it. 2-1 on Torres. See the most pitches he's used in an inning, 15. He's on a roll. Fouled back by Torres.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that A-. I mean,
he's just giving himself some room to improve.
Right. I get it, but I mean, what we're watching right now is, you know, beyond special. But Jacob Mizorowski, the maturation, and again against the Yankees, I mean, it was, you know, you're facing some of the best hitters in all of baseball, and he just mowed them down, including Aaron Judge, who was impressive, beyond impressive.
2-2 on Torres. Here comes Miz. Fouled away. Covered the slider. Again, Torres, who made his major league debut on Saturday, now gets a taste of Mizorowski in Game 3 of his big league career. 2-2 pitch. Popped him up, foul. Tough guy to strike out. He's always been that way. Minor league time with the Brewers. Independent ball, the Milwaukee Milkmen for a couple of years. Cardinals the last couple seasons. Another 2-2 on the way to Brian Torres. Lined and caught by Red Hefo at third. There's your great play. Still nothing across for the St. Louis Cardinals through 5. Randy Hefo finds the glove, takes a hit away from Torres. Our Aurora Healthcare defensive play of the game. I don't think that guy's for sale today. $1 hot dogs throughout the course of the day. Had a counter going. It was at 36,000 hot dogs sold the last time I checked it a few innings ago. Joey Ortiz takes ball 1. Top of the order, Churio and Terang to follow Joey. And it's hit foul. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I could probably house about 6.
Do you have
7.
any on reserve for when our game is over, Vinny?
I don't, but
because we can heat them back up.
I'll give you a 5. You can go run and get me some
in between innings. I'm on it. That's a strike on Ortiz. Liberatore trying to keep pace with Mizorowski. He's got 9 strikeouts, which has matched his career high. And a line drive base hit for Ortiz. Leadoff single starts the 5th.
Yeah, good swing by Joey right here on a hanging slider from Matthew Liberatore. Hey, he's all over this slider right here. This one's in the middle of the zone, and Joey Ortiz barrels it up in that 6-hole. Nice short, compact swing from Joey.
Back to the top and Jackson Churio. 86 pitches for Liberatore. He's working on an extra day of rest. Ground ball towards the middle. Wynn will field it. He will step on the back, throw to first, not in time. They do get the out at second base. Got caught in between on whether to flip it or take it himself. Fielder's choice for Churio.
Yeah, probably should have flipped it over to the second baseman, J.J. Weatherholt. but JJ wasn't at the base, so that's why you see Mason Wynn. A pretty instinctual play by Mason Wynn just to get an out right there, because Weatherholt definitely should have been standing on second base.
Now Terang, he struck out twice against Liberatore, now 0 for 12 against the Cardinals lefty. And a foul off of Pages. Wisconsin Lottery Powerball home run leaderboard has Terang and Bowers sit with 7, Sanchez, and now some company with Contreras and Yelich with 4 apiece. Yelich hit his 4th back in the first inning. Still nothing across for the Brewers since the first inning.
Yeah, 35 home runs now on the season for the Milwaukee Brewers, which is dead last in baseball.
But they're still one of the best scoring offenses in the league.
It's amazing.
2 years in a row. 0-1 on Bryce Terang. And a toss to first.
You got to imagine that home run total will certainly start to tick up as Christian Yelich, heats up, as the weather heats up, as well as Jackson Chourio, Andrew Vaughn back in the lineup.
Up and in. Ball and a strike on Terang.
We'll take a look at the differences in the teams as to how they're scoring runs. The home runs and slug from the Cardinals, and just manufacturing by the Brewers.
Down low, knocked down by Pages. Grinding out at bats. And considering Liberatore had 30 pitches in the first inning, the fact that he's in the 5th, pretty impressive.
Right. He's trying to build on his last start, which again had 9 punch outs. Did just get through 4 1/3, however. Ran into some trouble in the 5th.
Fouled away. Brewers hoping that 5th inning struggle continues, 3rd time through.
Right.
Bullpen is moving for St. Louis. Gordon Graceffo. Fouled away again by Terang. Good battle.
Yeah, remember St. Louis did get rained out yesterday in Cincinnati, and so they have a fully rested bullpen
after a doubleheader Saturday.
Right. All 8 relievers through on Saturday's game. Should say 2 games.
And a challenge.
Catcher's challenge and the call of the ball.
I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, not sure. Marvin Hudson, this is a miss right here. A lot of the ball catches the corner.
Overturned to a strike. Batter's out.
Seen a couple of those. ABS Challenge brought to you by T-Mobile. So it's the 10th strikeout, a new career high for Liberatore.
Doing it a lot with that 4-seamer sinker slider combo. And 93 pitches deep now for Matthew Liberatore.
Contreras uses his timeout, which gives me an opportunity to send happy birthday wishes out to Grace Anderson from Mosinee, Wisconsin. 105 years old today.
Wow.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Grace.
birthday.
Mosinee, Wisconsin. Watches every Brewers game. This one fouled away. We've also got some birthdays we need to acknowledge. Nestor Corridor celebrating his birthday down in the Brewers dugout, as well as our camera operator Leslie. There's Leslie. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leslie.
Leslie gave me a great gift last homestand. I like to burn candles here in the booth, and she got on me earlier this season. She said, your candle wicks are too long. So she got me a wick cutter. Pretty cool.
And she explained what happens if the wicks are too long.
They get sparky. It's down and in. Ball gets away. Throw down to second base. And it goes into center field. Chourio's on his way to 3rd. E2 on Pages.
Well, why not? Get something going here. Put some pressure on Pedro Pages and on Matthew Liberatore. This ball just is almost a delayed steal. Jackson Chourio catches Pages off guard and then scampers into 3rd base after J.J. Weatherholt can't pick it.
They are ruling that as a stolen base, Vinny. Not a wild pitch. Maybe he was reading, but they are going to give him a stolen base. And then the E2 on Pages. So runner at third. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Two in the dirt. It's stopped by Pages to save a run. '98 pitches for Liberatore. He's only gone over 100 one time this year. He's back on the 13th of April. In tight, ball 4. 2-on for Yelich. And will Ollie Marmol go get Liberatore?
He's got the left-on-left matchup, and you can sense that Ollie Marmol wanted to extend this outing. If Contreras did get on, that you would have that favorable matchup left-on-left against Yelich, but his pitch count is deep, 99 pitches.
Know that Marmol also knows the success that Yelich has had against Liberatore. 5 for 9 lifetime, including the home run back in the first inning. Ruseffo is ready in the bullpen. Pitch. Strike one on the corner. Third time through the order, Vinny. It has been a grind for Liberatore all year.
Hitters hitting .436 with a 13-16 OPS against it.
Yelich on the ground to the right side. Weatherhold throws him out, and Liberatore is through 5 innings of 3-run ball. More Miz on the other side. Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. And by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. Great crowd on this Memorial Day. Roof is open for a second consecutive day. Half open, certainly not half closed. Positivity here on the Brewers broadcast. They're up 3-0, and Mizorowski gets back to work. 64 pitches. Faces Pedro Pages to open up the 6th. Strike one. Again, maintaining the velocity. 99 on that first pitch.
Maintaining the velocity, maintaining his delivery. You know, not getting out of himself, not overthrowing, just continuing to focus on what he needs to focus on and getting down that mound and getting through the baseball with efficiency.
Check swing, appeal. Yes, he did. 0-2. That was the curveball from Mizorowski. This is the best we have seen him in terms of strike to ball all year. Oh-2 coming. Skipped in the dirt. Remember, he made his major league debut against the Cardinals last year. Faced them 3 times. The Cardinals got to him a couple of times when he was on that downward trend in the middle of the season. 1-2 pitch. And a little flare. Shallow right. Out is Terang. Still out. It falls. First base hit of the game belongs to Pedro Pages in the 6th inning. Off the plate away with a slider. And the no-hit bid ends in the 6th inning.
Yeah, what an effort from Jacob Mizorowski. I mean, he's certainly not done, but you know, he's going to throw one at some point in his career. This is the right approach against Pedro Pages. I mean, he is an aggressive hitter, not looking to walk, and he just pokes something way off the plate into right field for a base hit. First one of the game for the Cardinals.
And Scott will take a strike. First base runner, and Scott will challenge.
Batter's challenge and call the strike.
He's going to be wrong.
Call is confirmed. St. Louis has 1 challenge left.
1 challenge remaining. The only batter for the Cardinals that has not struck out today is Mason Wynn. He's grounded out twice. Scott foul tips it. 0-2. That base hit is the 10th hit allowed this month for Mizorowski. It's his 5th start. 0-2. Fouled it away.
I feel like when we talk about Jacob Mizorowski, we're talking about, you know, almost every time out, this is the best we've seen him. He tops himself every time he toes the rubber.
To Scott. Ground ball, second base. Terang. They get one. No return throw. Scott runs too well. So one away after the fielder's choice, and now a message from Potawatomi Sportsbook.
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
Third time through now for the Cardinals offense against Mizorowski. 72 pitches in tow. Liberatore, 5 innings. He's going to be done after 100 pitches. Bryson Mott's scheduled to make his major league debut. He's getting ready in the bullpen. That's high on Weatherholt, the only other man to reach, and Pedro Pajes, who's singled in the 6th inning. There's Mott's. Snapped 15 consecutive batters retired by Miz. Toss to first, and back with a dive is Scott.
That's the other thing with Jacob Mizorowski. He's able to control the running game really well. He's quick to the plate. He'll give a good move over to first base every once in a while, but he hasn't had to do that often because not too many guys have been reaching against the Miz.
It's in tight on Weatherholt. 2 balls and no strikes. For whatever reason, home plate seems to have a force field for Weatherholt today. Walked in the first, did strike out in the third. Fouled it away. At one point, Mizorowski struck out 7 of 8 hitters between the 2nd inning and the 5th. Three and 1. And that last fastball at 98 miles an hour. So it is ticking down ever so slightly here for Mizorowski, 3rd time through.
Remember, he dealt 2 out of the last 4 starts. He dealt with those cramping issues, so perhaps getting out of his lower half just a hair.
And a base hit to right by Weatherholt. Scott will go from first to third. Throw goes into second base. 2nd hit of the inning for the Cardinals. That fastball is at 101, so at least he got the velocity back up. The pitch was right down the middle.
There's a 3-1 count as well, so Weatherholt just timing it up. And hits a hard shot into that 4-hole. And Victor Scott able to cruise into third base. And 1 out. Brewers need a double play ball right here.
Rare's a guy that can do it. He has struck out twice. But he has had Mizorowski's number in the past. He's 3 for 8 lifetime against him. Quick visit to the mound by Contreras. Last time out, 6 innings of scoreless baseball against the Cubs through just 74 pitches and a new career high of pitches over 100 miles an hour, 45. It's the 2nd most ever since '08. Fouled back by Herrera, got in swing mode. That's number 46 at 100 miles an hour. Hunter Green has the record against the Cardinals back in 2022. 47 pitches of over 100 miles an hour. For those keeping track at home.
Well, Miz is about to top that.
That was the record tying 100 mile an hour pitch. I think Miz right now would take a ground ball and get out of this inning more than anything else.
Right. I don't think he cares about that record. Definitely take a ground ball double play by Herrera right here.
1-1. Chopper, third base side. That will get a run home as Rengifo has it. Throws to first in time to get Herrera. First run that Mizorowski has allowed in the month of May.
A pretty good scoreless streak from Jacob Mizorowski that he was just on.
29 2/3 innings.
You see this
round up to 30 because of the out.
See this little chopper to Rengifo. Pretty good play right here to complete the play and get that second out of the inning.
So Burleson is at the plate. He's the tying run, and he chops one towards second base. Ortiz takes care of Burleson. Mizorowski gets out of the inning, allows just the one run. It's a 3-1 game going to the bottom of the 6th.
It's now at Brewers.com.
The Brewers and Cardinals back here at American Family Field on Memorial Day, and the first responders are the individuals who answer the call with skill and composure no matter the situation. And the Brewers Hometown Champion Award, presented by Vortex, recognizes heroes in fire service, law enforcement, EMS, healthcare, and first response who bring integrity and compassion to their work each day. And their dedication strengthens the fabric of all of our communities. So if there's someone that you would like to nominate for this great honor, you can go to brewers.com/hometown. Great way to honor all of our first responders out there.
Thank you, Sophia. Got a major league debut coming up for St. Louis. Bryson Mott's first big league pitch is a strike on Andrew Vaughn, former Torero at the University of San Diego, a second-round pick back in 2022 by the Cardinals.
Made 9 starts with AAA Memphis at a 2.90 ERA. He's part of their future, they think, in terms of their starting rotation. He had 24 walks in 40 1/3 innings for the Cardinals in AAA. Be patient with him.
He was scheduled to start yesterday, but got rained out. And Vaughn singles to right field for a base hit. Welcome to the big leagues. There's a knock from Andrew Vaughn.
Yeah, going with this fastball from the 24-year-old Motts. See that low release, and Andrew Vaughn's all over it. Kind of that slings it from that low 3/4, and Andrew Vaughn rips a single into right.
Rengifo, a couple of base hits. Down and in, almost threw it back to the backstop. Paz with another good stop.
Yeah, Paz solid back there, isn't he? A really good defensive catcher. Just gets that glove, kind of like a hockey goalie. Glove saving a beauty right there. Keeping Vaughn at first.
3-1 ball game. As well as Mizorowski has thrown, the Cardinals are still in this thing. Brewers trying to add on, have not scored since the first inning. This has been a trend for the Brewers here the last week.
Yeah. First inning runs or second inning runs in that last game against the Dodgers, but nothing after that. Need to continue to fight, scrape, and claw some more runs across the board.
Rengifo fouls it away. See if the bottom of the order can get something going against Motts. Not like the fruit snacks, MAUTZ, or the applesauce.
Yeah, I would say applesauce is what I would think of.
They have great fruit snacks too.
Sounds like a guy who gets a case of them for his kids and puts them in their lunches.
I eat more than they do, I bet. Boost of sugar. 2-2 on Rengifo. Down low in the dirt, gets away. Vaughn trying to get the second. No throw. Good read by Vaughn.
I'm telling you what, Jeff. I mean, we've seen some pretty good base running from Andrew Vaughn here in the last week of games or so. I mean, this is a really good read. Man, I can't stress enough. You do not have to be fast to be a great base runner. That one gets away from Paz, and then Vaughn takes the base off. Any hesitation, you cannot go. And Vaughn, good instincts, and gets to second base in scoring position.
3-2 to Rengifo. Miss. Down and away barely. Ball 4, and the Brewers are set up with Perkins.
Today's Tavern of the Game winner is Red Barn Tavern in Evansville. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer is courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
Good day to be out and have a couple of beverages. Stuffs. There's a tall boy. Nice.
Nice.
Side of fingernails to go with it. Pitching coach Dusty Blake, 2 batters into Motz's career, is out to have a chat. Motz 2 years ago in the Texas League with Springfield, 8-3 in ERA, under 3 in a hitter's environment in the Texas League.
Yeah, good stuff. He's got that crossfire angle, 93-95 with the fastball. He's got a good sharp curveball, a little slider, and then he will throw an occasional changeup. Not his best, still developing.
Here's Perkins. The question here is, does he bunt knowing that the runner at second base is Vaughn? It's got to be a perfect bunt. Corners are going to crash. Perkins swinging away and takes down and in.
And we've seen Blake Perkins come up with some big hits from this right side of the plate. Of course, Blake Perkins, a switch hitter. This is right side, his stronger side.
Hit a ball hard his last time, but it was a fielder's choice with runners on the corners in the 4th inning. And he takes a strike.
I wonder if he was auto taking right there against Motz, who again has high walk numbers in AAA. Wonder if now he will be bunting.
Gorman plays a step back. Motz, the left-hander, will fall off on that third base side. Again, not squaring, and a fly ball hit in center. Back goes Scott onto the warning track. Vaughn will go back and tag as Scott made a leaping catch. Vaughn advances to third, so an effective at-bat from Blake Perkins.
Oh, man, Blake Perkins. I mean, he put a charge into this curveball at the bottom of the zone from Bryson Motz. Take a look at this swing. Keeps the hands back and drives. This is a down and in breaking ball, and he drops the head on it. Yeah, pull that ball a little bit, and the Brewers are going to add 3 runs to the scoreboard. Pretty good play by Victor Scott to get back there and haul that in.
Kind of an odd route from Scott. Most guys would get back to the spot and camp under it.
I think that ball is carrying a little bit to the outfield right now. But you're right. Kind of drifted on that one.
Garrett Mitchell, they're on the corners. Ball 1. Base hit and a strikeout for Mitchell. One of the 10 strikeouts. New career high for Matthew Liberatore. Two 2-0. Great shot of this ballpark from our drone out in left center. Inside the bird cage. Three 3-0 on Mitchell. I mean, Motz wouldn't walk Mitchell here to bring up Ortiz with the bases loaded, would he?
No. No, but if you're Garrett Mitchell, you're going to take a strike. And put the pressure on the kid making his debut.
Here's a strike with the knees. 3-1.
Yeah, same thing right here. One pitch, one spot. You know, hunting the heater if you're Garrett Mitchell.
Liner, shallow left center. Scott can't get it. Vaughn scores. It's 4-1 on the base hit by Mitchell.
Yeah, good piece of hitting by Garrett Mitchell to stay inside this baseball right here. Left on left, fastball up in the zone, even on the inner third. And that's slicing away just enough from Victor Scott, who can really go get it out in center field and dumps it right into left center field for another run for the Brewers, who have had trouble adding on runs in games as of late.
Big insurance run and to answer in the top of the 6th inning. Ortiz takes a strike. Bunting and pulling it back. 1-1.
Gorman playing way back against Joey Ortiz, and why not Nolan Gorman? Although he has been better this season at third base, that is a player that the Brewers have picked on in the past in terms of, you know, lacking a little bit with the glove.
And Ortiz missed it. Was trying to go down that third base line again.
Kind of stabbed at that one.
In the dirt, gets away. Second and third, one away. Changes the complexion of the at-bat for Joey Ortiz.
Big 90 feet right there. Now Joey, they're going to have to bring the infield in now. And that's going to open up some holes for Joey Ortiz. Watch how Pages angles his body a little bit the wrong way. That ball is a tough block, though, well out in front.
Fielders come up on the grass. 2-2. Fly ball foul.
The batting average for a hitter when the infield is drawn in goes up at least 100 points. More holes with the drawn in infield.
2-2. Hammered foul third base side. A lot of openings for Joey Ortiz to bring in another run in the inning. 2 wild pitches from Montz in this 6th. His big league debut. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. And a wave and a miss. There's the slider from Montz. He picks up his first big league K.
The hard back foot breaking ball at 86 miles per hour. Joey Ortiz, just a little bit in protect mode, swing mode, whatever you want to say, in terms of, you know, just trying to make contact with it, but that pitch well out of the zone. Needed to take that one.
Chourio digs in. 0 for 2 of the walk. Big curveball on the corner for a strike. Matt Pichard, right-hander in the Cardinal pen. And a strike. Marvin Hudson was delaying. Didn't hear a call strike. I mean, a pretty blatant strike, but it was waiting to call it. It wasn't sure if Pages was going to throw behind the runner at third. So 0-2 on Chourio. Down low and in the dirt. Again, a good block by Pages.
They're making him work back there. And Mott's 27 pitches into his major league debut, and Jackson Chourio right here can make this major league debut look a lot worse with a base hit.
Going in 1-2. Up and out. Nearing a 30-pitch inning for Bryson Mott's. Chourio fouls it away. Brewers so far today with runners in scoring position 3 out of 8. 2-2. Struck him out. Changeup. And Motts gets a couple of Ks and strands a pair of runners. We will keep it right here on this Memorial Day for a moment of silence.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this Memorial Day, Major League Baseball and the Milwaukee Brewers are proud to participate in the National Moment of Remembrance as we pause to honor the brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. We ask that you please join us now in this moment of silence as a unified expression of gratitude to the heroes who lost their lives while protecting the freedoms we enjoy today. Thank you.
Toyota game reset. Brewers with a 3-run first inning. Jacob Misiorowski dealing again. 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. He's going back out there for the 7th. Matt Liberatore career high 10 strikeouts. It's a 4-1 lead right now for the Brewers as we play in the 7th. Jordan Walker leads it off. And fouls it away. Walker today 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Look out, check the swing, didn't go. One ball and 2 strikes. Still throwing some fuzz here in the 7th inning. Misiorowski has completed 7 one time this year. That was against the Padres back on the 13th.
Still has life on that fastball. When you see a guy that's as locked in as Jordan Walker is right now, swinging a pitch basically neck high, you know that fastball still has some extra life on it.
1-2. Fouled in and out of the glove of Contreras. 101.
Yeah, reaching back for a little bit. Let's see if Miz goes to the breaking ball down or again tries to reach back for a little more on that heater up.
10 strikeouts for Misiorowski. His 1-2 pitch. Fly ball into center field, not deep. Mitchell broke back, now comes in, makes the catch. One away in the 7th.
Plan the party of the summer with a Brewers group outing. No matter the event, you'll score big ticket savings and a ticket rep to make your outing seamless. Visit brewers.com/groups now.
Nolan Gorman digs in. Gorman takes a strike. Fans have been in a lather on this homestand for the parachuting T-shirts in between innings. A couple of parachutes have ended up on the netting, the wires on the netting that are in front of us.
It seems like at least one a game ends up on the wires. Today there's 2.
Yep. Right in front of us. There's 1, there's 2. Fall down eventually with the wind help.
We want to encourage fans not to try and.
You can't get there.
Well, you can't get to these.
No,
but
can't get there.
Not try and shake the wires,
no,
please.
Don't do that. You can't get there. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 11 strikeouts for Misiorowski. That last pitch at 102.
Yeah, has some more in the tank, does the Miz. Check out this 102-mile-per-hour fastball at the letters of Nolan Gorman, who, that's been his kryptonite basically his entire career.
51 pitches at 100 or more, most ever. It's down and away. Mizorowski slipped as he delivered that one at 102.
And we saw some of that slippage in the Cubs game. And that's because Jacob Mizorowski gets so far down the mound that, you know, there's areas of the mound that the grounds crew isn't really used to having to tend to because of that landing spot from Jacob Mizorowski. Not sure where that one was. But just off, maybe. Take a look at where this location is. Look at that landing spot. It's so far down the mound that, again, the Brewers grounds crew knows to take care of that spot.
Strike on Wynn. 2 balls and a strike. And for Mizorowski, again, it's 103.6 miles an hour from about 53 feet.
Right. I think there's 1 or 2 guys that get better extension than Jacob Mizorowski, releasing the ball so close to home plate, allowing that fastball to play even more up.
2-1 line foul. Look out. Looking to finish 7 innings for just the 2nd time this season. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Mason Wynn. Here comes Miz. And a foul off on the right side. We'll do it again. He is unloading the tank right now. 94 pitches for Mizorowski. His season high is 101. He's got 11 strikeouts. His career high is 12 last year against the Dodgers. 2-2. Fouled away again, just to our right, and it almost knocked out that parachute. Nothing but fastballs in this sequence to Mason Wynn.
As the only guy in the Cardinals lineup that hasn't struck out against Jacob Mizorowski.
See if that ends. 2-2. Struck him out. He's got a dozen. Ties a career high for Jacob Mizorowski and leads to an ovation. We are witnessing brilliance right in front of our eyes. Stay right here for God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Only at Potawatomi.
How about Jacob Mizorowski here this afternoon? A 4-1 Brewer lead. He has tied a career high with 12 strikeouts in a single game, 57 pitches of 100 or more. Back at the Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All Sports Desk. What are we going to talk about in the post-game show? I can't figure.
Yeah, absolutely nothing has happened in this game. No, Mizorowski, 12 strikeouts, 6 of those on 3 pitches. Pretty amazing stuff. Just when you think you can't see any more from this kid, he does something yet again.
I like it because he keeps entertaining, keeps performing, guys, and keeps giving us all something to talk about and ooh-ah about. Looking forward to the post-game show.
Starting to run out of superlatives. Thanks, fellas. Miz, again, brilliant. 12 strikeouts, matching a career high. 96 pitches, 7 innings of 1-run ball. Wow.
That first run he's given up in 5 starts.
Fouled away by Terang. Motts is still out there for the St. Louis Cardinals. Have we figured out whether his scoreless streak was at 29 2/3 or whether it's at 30, Dom?
What did Dom say?
29.1. Okay. I don't know why it's 0.1. Because he didn't finish the inning? Oh, I got it. It's got to be consecutive. It's not the outs within the inning. But why is it 0.1 going in? I got questions. So for the consecutive scoreless, you have to complete the inning to get it, apparently, according to our friends at Major League Baseball. All right. Fouled back by Terang. So 29 1/3 scoreless innings for Jacob Misiorowski.
Yeah, it's an incredible run that he's been on, and it was a fielder's choice that scored that run.
It's down and away, and ball 4. It's the 3rd longest scoreless streak in Brewers franchise history.
And Teddy Higuera has the longest streak. Was that 37?
32 back in 1987, and Freddie Peralta 30 innings back in 2025. Now Misiorowski right behind Freddie Peralta. There's the updated list. Higuera, Peralta, Miz.
It's pretty safe to say he's going to go on another run at some point and probably get out in front of Higuera's streak.
Those were for starting pitchers. One on William Contreras, leadoff man on in the 7th inning, trying to tack on some more runs. Brewers with a 4-1 lead over the Cardinals. And tight.
Yeah, the Cardinals have been good at coming back in games. Their run differential on the season coming into this game was just +1. Yet they have that 29-22 record, 8th best record in all of baseball. How have they been doing it? 15 comeback victories.
And a check swing. Did he go? No. Nick Marley down at first base trying to catch up to Jim Wolf in bicep curls.
He doesn't got him yet, huh?
He's not quite there. He's not hemming his own shirts. It's down and in. 3 balls and a strike, but he's getting close.
Who's that NFL referee?
Eddie Hockley. Eddie Hockley. Eddie Pipes.
It was also a factor there that he was wearing shirts that were 2 sizes too small for him.
It's okay. Schmediums are in. Into right. Jordan Walker. 1 away. Today's StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Christian Yelich homered back in the 1st inning. Let's look at it in animation form. Out of here at 102 miles an hour. Those little Cardinals running for it. Nope, ran out of room. 381 feet away. 4th home run of the year. Snapped an 0-for-13 with that home run.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Christian Yelich. Barreled that one up in the 1st.
Toss to first, and back is Terang. There's a strike. Strike 2. Ground ball back up the middle, base hit for Yelich. Terang turns and stops. Did not want to test the arm of Jordan Walker. He's got a cannon out there.
That's an 0-2 mistake by Motts. Fastball down in the zone, but middle. And Christian Yelich wraps it right back up the middle. I'm pretty sure Bryce may have had an opportunity to go to 3rd base, but Jordan Walker has one of the best arms in all of baseball, and he's kind of turned it around defensively starting last season. He's been really good out there in right.
Vaughn takes outside. He led off with a base hit against Motts. His last inning. Always looking for more add-on runs. Vaughn 2 for 3 today.
He got the inning going last inning against Motts with that single to the opposite field. He's gone to the opposite field twice today. With that double he hit in the fourth.
Rattled around in the right field corner. Trying to go Oppo again. Fouled it away. 2-1. Jacob Mizorowski with 12 strikeouts today is the first in the big leagues to 100.
And Dylan Cease caught up to him and overtook the strikeout lead, and Jacob Mizorowski said, "I'll take that lead back."
Cease had to leave his start yesterday. 2-1. Fly ball down the left field line. This is towards the corner, down, and it will hop over the fence for an automatic double. It costs the Brewers a run, but they cash in on one of them on the double by Vaughn.
They'll have a day, Andrew Vaughn. His second double of the day. We just talked about how he's been using the opposite field. He's able to keep the hands back on this slider right here and pull it off the end of the bat. And out of the reach of Torres, who is not great out there in left field, but gives a valiant effort on the dive. But that's an automatic double for Andrew Vaughn, his second of the day.
Infielder by trade out there as Vaughn picks up double number 2. And now Rengifo. Infield comes up again for the Cardinals. Line fouled off the net. Rengifo's been on base all 3 times, 2 singles and a walk. Deep breath and coming back on 0-1. Little flare right field. Walker's going to get behind it. Yelich testing the arm. Here comes the throw. It's all the way through. Yelich slides. He's in. There's that throwing arm from Walker. See if the Cardinals want to challenge the play at home. And they will challenge. Might as well. It's the 7th inning and every run counts.
St. Louis is challenging the safe call at home.
You're trying to save a run here. This is going to extend the lead to 5 if this call holds up. You see that Yelich's foot lands, it sticks into the ground, and that's the reason why he's going to be called out right here, Jeff.
Oh man, he beat the play,
yes,
but that foot popped up and never made contact with home plate.
Wow, that's a bad break for the Brewers and Luis Rengifo. This is going to stay a 4-run lead.
Wintrust replay review. Man, that is a tough break. It's the only base that is not elevated.
And you can see that Jordan Walker, just another assist. Has an absolute cannon, throws it all the way on the fly.
Call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. St. Louis will retain their challenge.
It's 92 miles an hour from the outfield, and Jordan Walker throws out Yelich despite beating the play. Didn't get that foot down on the plate. Brewers get 1 rather than 2.
At 8.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by USAA. This Memorial Day, let's honor what was given. Gorgeous day in Milwaukee, honoring those who made the ultimate sacrifice so that we can have our freedoms in this great country. 5-1 Brewers. Top half of inning number 8, and Aaron Ashby as our Gruber Law Office's one call. That's all. Call to the pen.
They pitched on Friday against the Dodgers in the win. 32 pitches in an inning in a third in that one. Didn't give up any runs with 1 walk.
They're trying to recalibrate. It's been a couple of iffy appearances in a row for Ashby. Comes back with a strike on Torres.
Well, it's tough to thread the needle of between Ashby's usage and then not trying to overuse him. He needs to throw a lot in order to stay sharp. When he is sharp, he's got the full complement of his arsenal, can land everything, can throw everything in spots. You know, and the stuff is absolutely filthy.
Ground ball right to third. Brent Hefo, a couple pro hops and throws him out. Let's go downstairs to Sophia with an injury report on Brandon Lockridge.
Yeah, guys, it was just over 2 weeks ago. Brandon Lockridge had that terrible right knee injury, that collision up against the wall, trying to make that catch in foul territory against the Yankees. Had stitches on that knee. Those stitches have since been removed. However, good progress for him. He was out on the field running, and he's been starting to ramp up his activity and trying to push his running a little bit. So good to see him on the field. He's feeling a lot better. The swelling is down on that knee.
Fly ball center field sends Mitchell back. Still back on the track, and he makes the catch in the notch.
Nice play by Garrett Mitchell to run this one down as Pages puts a charge into this 99-mile-per-hour sinker from Ashby, and a good route. Knows where he's at, right in the notch, and hauls it in.
Fermin will pinch hit. Had a pinch hit home run in the 9th inning in game 2 of their doubleheader on Saturday. Cardinals then end up tying the game in the 9th against the Reds, would lose in 11. Fermin had a pinch hit solo homer off of Tony Santiago. One out of Fermin, strike one. Best Cardinals pinch hitter this year, 4 for 9. Didn't miss by much. 1-2. 99 with some sink. Here's Yelly with some coagulant there in his nose. Fly ball shallow center. Out is Terang. And he puts it away, and it's a clean inning for Aaron Ashby.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
This Memorial Day is brought to you by USAA. Great shot of the ballpark, 35,000 plus inside American Family Field on this Memorial Day. Everybody wearing the Lest We Forget patches over their hearts. Blake Perkins at the plate as Most is out there for a 3rd inning. Perkins is 0 for 3. It's inside, and I believe it caught Marvin Hudson shin guard. It's about the only ball that Pages hadn't got a glove on. 5-1 Brewers. 4 out of 11 with runners in scoring position. Torres takes over in center. Fermin is in left. Perkins rips one down towards the corner and foul. Two. Ground ball off the side of the mound out to Weatherholt. Let's talk. How about this copyrighted telecast? That's what I'm going for. It's presented by Authority. The Milwaukee Brewers may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. Accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Milwaukee Brewers. Sorry.
What was going on right there?
Glitch in the Matrix. Forgot how to read there for a minute.
That copyright reminds me of the Simpsons episode where, as opposed to implied oral consent, it
was what?
Instead of express written consent, implied oral consent.
Thanks, Vinny. It reminds me of my sheet flying out the window in spring training.
Oh, yeah.
Going up against the netting.
It's still going viral.
Yeah. It shouldn't be. 2-2 pitch. I should say 2-0. See, another glitch. Ground ball to first base. Burleson. 2 away. I guess I'm just thinking about how many hot dogs you're going to crush at the end of this ball game, Vinny.
Are they going to have any in the concessions after the game?
Why wouldn't they?
They might have shut it down. It's like beer sales. We're going to shut it down after this.
So did you not go and get hot dogs?
I didn't.
Have anybody go get hot dogs for you?
Maybe we can have Paul do that.
How about that guy? He's available. Oh, the most recent number, by the way, just under 46,000 hot dogs sold. None from that guy's shirt or shorts.
Do we have like a record of that?
I don't know. Joey Ortiz with the fly ball to center. Torres puts it away. Inning over. We go to the 9th. Brewers trying to take the opener of this series against the Cardinals. 3 more outs to get.
That's all.
Aaron Ashby back to work. Trying to finish this ball game out. J.J. Weatherholt, top of the Cardinals order, just 3 over the minimum for the Brewers pitching staff today. Grand total of 3 base runners for St. Louis. 2 singles and a walk. Weatherholt has one of those base hits and drew the walk. Was on base twice in 3 plate appearances against Mizorowski, who was brilliant in 7 innings. Ground ball to second. 2 hops for Terang. 1 gone in the 9th. Look at those strikeouts. First 11 starts to begin a season of franchise history, just 2 off of Corbin Burns' pace in his Cy Young season in 2021.
Yeah, just incredible what Jacob Mizorowski has been able to do this 2026 season. I mean, pretty safe to say the run that he has been on, we haven't, nobody in baseball is repeating or is able to compete with what Jacob Mizorowski is doing as a starting pitcher. I mean, I know Paul Skeens has gone on runs and everything, but and Tarek Skubal as well. But what we're watching from Jacob Mizorowski, I mean, he's the best pitcher of baseball right now.
Savon Herrera, 0 for 3, couple of Ks. Outside, 1-0.
I mean, it certainly does give you hope, right? With Jacob Mizorowski and Kyle Harrison leading this rotation, this young rotation, it gives you hope that the Brewers, they keep this up, they can certainly make a deep run with those 2 guys at the top. I mean, it's only May, right? It's May 25th right now, but the way he is going and the way Kyle Harrison is going right now, Jeff, I mean, you could be hopeful.
There's no doubt about it. And his bullpen's on a roll, no matter who they run out there. So Herrera fouls it back. Brandon Woodruff is getting close to returning.
Right. Brandon Sproat's still developing. I mean, you can imagine by the end of the year, he's going to be a guy that is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the rotation as well. As you take a look at Brandon.
2-1 is a strike. 2-2.
I mean, and with the Brewers' depth too, you could almost treat Brandon Woodruff and his health almost like the Dodgers are doing it, right? In order to, make sure that he is fully healthy coming back and ready for the end of the season. I mean, he's poised and ready to come back, any day now. But I'm just saying, you can kind of baby him with all the arms that they have. Coleman Crow down in AAA through exceptional in 2 starts. Brandon Woodruff threw a bullpen today as well.
Check swing, didn't go. Got him. Nasty curveball, 2 away in the 9th.
That was absolutely filthy from Aaron Ashby. 3-2 count curveball to a pretty good fastball hitter in Herrera and makes him look bad on it. Top to bottom yacker from Aaron Ashby.
Burleson, look at that front foot. Front foot was going towards Andrew Vaughn at first base.
And what a weapon for Pat Murphy to deploy Aaron Ashby for multiple innings at the back end of games in leverage spots.
Burleson pops it up. That is in play. Who wants it? Rengifo calls, and Brewers take game 1 against St. Louis. Miz, brilliant, and a 5-1 win against St. Louis on Memorial Day.
And a good bounce back victory for the Milwaukee Brewers after dropping the last 2 of the series against the Dodgers behind an unbelievable performance. And it was another unbelievable performance from Jacob Misiorowski. 7 innings, just gave up 2 hits, 1 run, and punched 12. Big home run from Christian Yelich, 3-hit day from Andrew Vaughn, and good job by Aaron Ashby in shutting the door on this Memorial Day.
Just 3 over the minimum for the Brewers pitching staff today. Rest up. Got a night game tomorrow. The Brewers with a 5-1 victory on this Memorial Day. For Vinny Rotino, who's about ready to crush about 100 hot dogs. For Sophia Minert and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying so long. Stick around for Craig and Tim for the Freighter Medical College of Wisconsin postgame show on Brewers TV.